Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. The second one was way better by a lot. We'd just the way we built it. We actually built it the way you're supposed to build a skateboard ramp.
Yeah, the first one looked like it, even where the sheets were connecting, it was a little lumpy.
Oh, it was all kinked, and I mean, we had no idea when we built
Yeah.
that thing in '78 at the bottom of Tom's driveway. Um,
So you weren't even
there
cutting
were no
transitions.
transitions
You were just
drawn.
like
We just,
stacking
this
up
is
two
about
by
where this should
fours.
be. I mean, it was just by sight. Nothing,
Right.
nothing like when we put together the second one, where we cut transitions, did the whole
Right.
kit. So,
Well,
So what
go
what
ahead.
what 70s parks were you skating? Did you skate Orange, Rainbow, or
oh,
Super Bowl?
in yeah, Rainbow Rapids skated that. Skated there was one out in Strawberry Plains. I skated obviously the Concrete Wave. Skated that one. I guess it was Orange Wave, which became the Mouse's Ear eventually.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I literally worked across the street from the Orange Wave skate park at one point in time at Tip's Package Store at the liquor store.
Really?
I was right across the street from it.
Wow.
I mean, it's the pro shop's still there. The Mouse's Ear is the skateboard pro shop.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Really?
still there.
Oh yeah. All the Mouse's Ear girls used to come over to the liquor store and get a pint or two before the show.
Yeah.
Never went into that establishment once, although I was invited plenty of times. Well, that park was really scary because they opened it before it was even finished. So at the bottom of one of the snake runs was rebar sticking out of the ground, like you could impale yourself. It was crazy.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and they had like an upper little clover bowl that was kind of fun to ride. Rainbow Rapids was actually the park. You know, that's where I saw Brian and Doug. I saw them skate there.
Yeah, that was their home turf, from what I
Oh,
understand.
absolutely. And I was really just a big time beginner, so I mainly skated a little reservoir. Those guys would start that crazy snake run. They'd end up in a big bowl at the bottom, and there was kind of like a one hit wall. They'd start there.
I didn't get to skate Rainbow.
So, Adam, you skated Rainbow Rapids?
I did, but I never skated Orange Wave or whatever the other one it was.
There's
Super
one
Bowl.
in Strawberry Plains. I don't know what the name of it was. Like
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah.
You see, and now when I was growing up in Nashville, I mean, Nashville was a bigger town, and we had the Rivergate Skate Park. And I was like, how in the hell has this little town, Knoxville, got 4 skate parks and we've only got 1? I don't know what's going on. And I was really bummed about the whole thing when I was growing up. But
Brian always tells a story about skating Orange Wave after it became a strip club and a dang bouncer would chase them out, you know, chase him and Doug out when they would climb over the fence at night to skate it, you know.
I skated Rainbow Rapids one time after it was closed, and we got chased off by. There was a fitness gym next door that owned that property, and we were skating the upper tub bowl. So we got big brutes to throw us out. And we went under the fence and down the hill. And that was the last time I skated it.
yeah, I think I got chased out of Maryville Skate Park several times after it got closed down. This was,
I
of
never
course,
got chased out of there. That was crazy. I mean, I know somebody, I think maybe Tim Troutman and a bunch of guys, they probably Doug and Brian, they emptied that pool. I mean, they cleared it of all the garbage and water and everything.
well, this was even after that, Joe, years later, after they filled in the pool.
Yep.
But the skate park was still there, slightly jackhammered. But yeah, I heard all about Tim Troutman pitchforking dead dogs out of the bottom of it. And
I thought you had some kind of setup where you had something with the cops and there was a list of people and your name was on that list that you could skate it.
this is the second ramp you had. This is taken from the news story.
Yeah,
And that's
Oh,
Doug
yeah.
Walker.
Yeah.
awesome.
And that's Joe
That was a good ramp.
riding a double Zorlak double cut.
Double cut Zorlak.
Yep. Bo Shane doing Ollie. Yep.
Forwards.
On an Eddie Uguera Veriflex model. Brian and Doug doing doubles. And this is the ramp that when I moved here, this is the ramp I was skating. And this ramp rocked.
It was a good ramp.
Heck yeah.
It
And
looks
what was
super
this-
fun.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, there's that rock and roll voice. So, Joe, what was this ramp? This ramp was like 8-foot transition with a half-foot of vert or something, or it was.
Yeah, it was 9 feet tall. It had right at 9, 10 inches of vert. We tried to do a foot, but it didn't really work out. That version right there had 8 feet of flat.
Nice.
Yeah. And later he added 4 flat in it.
Yeah.
PD plan.
But yeah, that was the fun size, that's for sure.
Oh, and this is before it had a channel.
Pre-channel. I mean, we added more footage.
That's James Creek, exactly.
Yep.
We did the same thing in Nashville. We had the big ramp, and then we had a couple of we had one little cut down section. Adam, you recognize this picture?
Photo.
Yeah, that's me on a McGill.
But this is Brian doing an ollie over the channel. You guys probably having a tough time.
That's you on the rollout deck, Jay, and your short.
That's me on the rollout deck. But Brian used to do the biggest ollies. He used to do huge ollies. Yeah.
Oh, there's Brett Martin.
Brett Martin doing a Thrasher.
1982.
Because Ross Cobb used to do those a lot. I always consider that kind of an Ohio trick. It seemed like all the Ohio guys did those fakey thrusters. Martin and Ross Cobb, those guys, they all did them really, really well.
There's JD's flyer. I think this one was just a little barbecue thing we were going to put together, and the folks at
Powder and Pavement.
That's who it was. Powder Pavement.
That's where Kevin Pack worked.
He gave me like some stuff to give away.
I know there was supposed to be a mess contest, and that got rained out. Right. Everybody showed up to your house and they got rained out. The best thing I like about this is down at the bottom it says no alcoholic beverages.
Right.
And I think that might have been, but more or less directed to Tim Troutman and his crew, because those guys were surfer boys, and they were out of hand all the time on that.
Oh yeah.
Anytime traveling with Troutman was I traveled with him a couple of times, and it was just like. I was scared to death that I was going to go to federal prison every time I was in the car with him.
Or end up in a ditch.
Yeah, exactly. One or the other. Here's another thing that you could do during the 80s that you would never do now, which is put directions to your house on the flyer.
Oh, yeah.
With your phone number.
Yeah, that's something that you don't do now. This is another picture of your ramp. Me doing a boneless one. I believe that's Mike DeLong sitting there with a double cut Zorlak. And then I believe it's Velvet and maybe Cornhead.
Classic.
And Joe, you're hanging in the background there.
Probably.
Classic.
And this is when you had the good ramp. This is when it was in its prime. You had the channel. That's when your ramp was at the best.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was very nice.
More flat.
Ray Underhill. Yeah, Ray Underhill doing a big hand plant there. Those were the good days, man. This is me doing a J-back at your ramp.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember where this, I don't know. I think this was the same day as the Thrasher shoot, because if you look, my hand is all wrapped up because I dislocated my finger about 3 days before slam dancing. And I went to the hospital and had to have it relocated and stitched up. But I'm not sure who that's in the background, but the guy I think wearing those leopard skin shorts, maybe Gerald Burris, the guy that would eat dog food for $1, who was on tour with the rest of those guys. The Thrasher guys came through and they came out to your ramp. And I just remember that was, it got way out of hand later that night. And we talked with Murph about this when we had him on. You got 2 shots. There's 2 shots of the ramp on here. The shot of me and the shot of John Gibson. And I remember that was just an epic session. That was so much fun. A few months later, there's your ramp on. So what did you think about your ramp being on the cover of Thrasher? Because at that time, skateboarding was dead. Who cared?
Oh, it was crazy. And it was great that you had a picture on there too. It just wasn't all the Texas guys or guys from California. It was actually a ramp. Somebody that skated the ramp all the time. So
local, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I wasn't smart enough to call in sick, and I missed that session somehow. So.
And what were you doing for work then?
I was probably working at the liquor store in Knoxville. If I was still working at crappy Kmart, no problems to ditch that, but.
I was just gonna say the stuff that we missed, thinking we had to show up at our at our assistant dishwasher jobs at Daryl's 1799. You know what I mean? Like, I worked in a restaurant. I missed Rob Taylor's contest. You missed this giant session on your ramp to pull a shift at the liquor store, you know?
Well, this thing probably didn't even, I would guess you guys just showed up. You know, you didn't have to call ahead to skate the ramp or anything really those days. You just show up and skate. So
yeah, and I think we showed up.
Never even known till later.
Yeah, I think we showed up with like me, Brian, and Doug, the guys from Texas, and you know a few of the Bettys in tow.
Everybody's gonna hang out here tonight. All right, we'll pass out in the flat. All right, tonight we got nothing better to do than to take 6 runs, drink a dozen brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't wanna know. We're dedicated to beers, smoke, and road. Backside Thrasher, website ground, Kickturn, garbage. We'll hang out by the peanut pool all night and every night. Then go someplace else and smoke and yell. It's Friday night. We got nothing better to do than take 6 runs, drink a dozen brews.